Hello everybody and good morning. We are doing the AM version of Kitchen Club right now. Okay, the little blue light isn't helping today. Hello, welcome. As I said yesterday when I did Kitchen Club, or Cooking Club as it was called yesterday, but we decided to change the name, I'm doing a Crockpot roasted chicken today. So I said that I would get on and go ahead and show you guys how I do that, because I cooked all sorts of things yesterday. I made tasty garbanzo beans for snacks. I made quinoa with broccoli and garbanzo beans. I also made a family favorite called glop. If you go check that out, check my scope out from last night, it's on there. Hold on, I'm trying to get this little light to actually show you guys like my face, but hello, thank you for the hearts. But it's not working very well. Last night it worked perfectly, so you get like, I'm two-faced today. So I have already rinsed my whole chicken. I use a whole chicken, and then I'll make broth out of the bones. I'll make like a stock. Okay, so what's going in my crock pot today? Last night, I told you guys that I was going to be switching it up a little bit this week and adding a couple more scopes, just because I won't be broadcasting next Sunday because Brian will be gone. And then I will be prepping again the Sunday after that, but I might not do a meal shopping one. So we'll see. So last night I cooked a lot. Go check that one out. So I have my trusty Santoku knife, and then also my paring knife, and I have my crock pot. This one, I think it's a 6-quart. I can't remember, I got a new one, so it doesn't say on the bottom. Of course it doesn't say on the bottom. It's the big one that you can get from Costco. This one came with one that's called a Little Dipper, but I barely use that because I cook more than that. Okay, so what's gonna go in my crock pot? The veggies that I prepped yesterday. So I have a whole bell pepper and then some carrots. I'm also gonna put some coconut oil in the bottom, just a little bit, not a whole lot, because you'll see once you cook it that you'll have the fat from the chicken. As if you're new, you'll know that I don't do a lot of meat dishes. We just don't eat a whole lot of meat. We eat more what's called like lacto-ovo vegetarian. Not because we don't like meat, but just because we don't. So this is one of the few meat dishes that I actually do make. And it's a roasted chicken in the crock pot, because I'm not gonna deal with all of the dishes and all the craziness cleaning up after. So I put probably about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in the bottom, because that'll help everything not stick as the chicken starts to cook. And then I've got peppers. This is how I cut them. They're just strips. It's red bell pepper, so I'm gonna put that in the bottom. And then instead of cutting it in strips, I cut medallions out of the carrots last night. So we're gonna see how that goes. Normally I cut it in strips, kind of like carrot sticks, just a little bit thinner. So we'll see. But I thought I would switch it up today. I've got 2 potatoes that I already cleaned. I cleaned them yesterday. I scrubbed them when I was scrubbing all my veggies that I was prepping yesterday. So they're already clean. And these guys I'll just cut in kind of thicker chunks. I'll show you. They're about 1-inch chunks, I guess. And there's not a lot of them because I want to make sure that I have room for my chicken. When you're cooking in a crock pot, you have to make sure that there's room on the top, that it doesn't touch the lid. And you want to make sure, here's the other thing with crock pots, you don't want to have it be more than 3/4 of the way full. So if you're making beans, if you're making chili, if you're making a roasted chicken, you just want to make sure that it's not too full. And we'll also be having a salad with this, because we have a salad almost every night. But we'll also be having a salad with this, so we don't need all the starchy craziness. All right, so we're just gonna do that, and then I'm going to chop up some onion, and I'll thinly slice that. One thing I haven't mentioned up until this point, my hair is crazy. I'm sorry, I went on my walk with my son this morning, and then I got right into doing things because I got the baby to sleep. So it's one of those, do it when you can. So this is when I can have some time with you guys today. And I need to get the chicken on. So we've got carrots, we've got pepper, we've got potatoes, and we've got some coconut oil in there. And for those of you that are new, I use coconut oil for all of my cooking. So that's, if you have that question, that's what I do. All right, so I don't know if you guys know, but you take your lemon, any citrus, so oranges. I wouldn't do it with the little cuties because they're already really easy to peel, but if you want to release more of the juice, you're going to roll it, not very hard because you don't want to squeeze it open, but you want to roll it on the counter. And the lemon is actually going on the inside of the chicken. So I'm going to be stuffing it with lemon and onion, and that's what's going to go on the inside. And then what's going to go on the outside after I get all my veggies and stuff in will be some salt and pepper. I do use salt in this recipe. I don't normally use salt. Normally I use liquid aminos, but in this recipe I do use salt. So we'll do salt, pepper, I'll do a little bit of basil, and then some nutritional yeast. So go ahead and look that up. This is the nutritional yeast that I use. I need to get more, so it needs to go on my shopping list, and you'll see that in my shopping haul. So what I'm doing right now, I'm putting a little basil and a little bit of nutritional yeast on the veggies as they go in, because then the chicken's gonna sit on top of them. So I also don't use regular table salt. I use sea salt or Himalayan salt, or Celtic salt, Celtic, whichever, Celtic, salt, whichever one I have handy, whichever one I've bought, and whichever one I grab. So we're just going to chop the lemon into some chunks, and then we'll take, so onion is going inside and on the outside. If you've been watching for a little bit, you know that I use onion and garlic in a lot of what I cook, and some people don't. Some people aren't a fan of those flavors and everything, but what I found, and I'll go over this in my blog about shopping on a dime, is when you use the same ingredients and just rely on your spices to make them taste different, then you save more money. So you can buy things, like we shop at Costco a lot. I shop at Sprouts, but I normally, like, I'm gonna be shopping on Wednesday, and they have double ads on Wednesday. So I'll cover all of that on my shopping on a dime. So this is a giant onion. This one is a sweet onion. I've been using sweet onions because that's what I bought the last time I bought onions. But this guy is huge. I may actually do only 1/8 of it in the chicken and 1/8 of it in the crock pot because it's pretty big. All right. Now you can go back and watch my other Periscope from last night. And then I'm also saving them and posting them on YouTube. So you guys can, that when I say, oh, and the one that I did 2 weeks ago, I did blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, I wish I had watched that. It's on YouTube. They're sideways right now because I recorded them horizontal. So I'm trying to get them to switch. But this one I'm recording vertical, so hopefully it won't have that horizontal problem. If anybody knows how to fix that and on YouTube, let me know. So I've tried, I just haven't gone online, like on my computer. I've done it on my phone because I have 2 small children and I don't have a lot of time for anything else. But yeah, if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. I'm gonna rinse my knife between my onion and my garlic. I didn't rinse it between the lemon and the onion, and I didn't rinse it between the potatoes and the lemon. I didn't do that. So, oh, what's really funny is my crock pot came with this little roasting rack for exactly this purpose, for roasting meat. This is just bugging me like crazy. Why can't I get... Okay, so now you can see a little bit of the rest of my face, but I'm like kind of blue because of the light. It's an LED light. I really just need to get like a ring light or something, but then I have this weird, so now I've got weird bionic eye and you still can't see half my face. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna put tomatoes in. I'm using the diced canned tomatoes from Costco, the Kirkland brand, but you can use, if you have, I just don't have fresh tomatoes right now. I didn't get my tomatoes planted, so they're not in here. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I've got my veggies in, I've got some seasoning in. I need to chop up some garlic before I get to stuffing the chicken and getting that in. I told you guys last night that this wasn't gonna be a very long Periscope because I've got the kids and I'm by myself, so I'm just waiting for her to wake up and go, hey, I think I'm hungry, which she does more often during the day than she does at night. And I don't have anyone holding her and kind of hugging on her to keep her quiet. So we're just gonna, and I use, so totally going to a different thing because I'm doing the garlic right now. I use whole garlic. There was a time where my husband said, oh, well, let's just get the chopped garlic, the garlic that's already chopped. And I said, okay. And we did that, and it was good. It wasn't bad by any means. If that's what you can get, that's what you can get. But I highly recommend either growing your own garlic, if you can, because it's not super hard to grow, or just getting fresh, because the minute that we started using fresh again, I was like, nope, never gonna go back to doing that. Not gonna do it again. So, sorry if I seem scattered today. I don't have anything written down. Normally I have the stuff that I'm gonna cook and kind of talking prompts written down, and I don't have that this morning because I'm, again, working just while she's sleeping. And you may hear in the background, my son is watching his worship videos. So there's that. But this is one of his favorite. It's the Fruit of the Spirit. It's really funny. And then I'm also already thinking while I'm talking to you guys and chopping with really sharp knives about the rest of the stuff that I have to do today. I got dishes done already. We went on our walk already. It wasn't 2 miles because Brian had to leave early. But I have diapers that I need to get started. I need to run the dishwasher because I need to get them going. But because I've been cooking my dinners with you guys, I don't have a lot of messy kitchen happening at night, which is really nice. So I've got my chicken, and I've got her in a bowl right now so that she's a little easier to deal with. And yes, she's a she because she's a chicken. All right, let's dump the rest of this out. She was still a little bit frozen when I took her out, so I rinsed her off in some warm water instead of cold water. Well, cool water, not warm. So it's not cold, it's not hot, it's just kind of cool. All right, and we're just gonna stuff her. And whatever doesn't fit in here, honestly, I'm just gonna put in the rest of the crock pot because it's really tasty that way, and why wouldn't you? So she's not a huge chicken. Let's go ahead and get that in. All right. And then this chicken has some flaps of skin that we're just gonna tuck in there. And I cook all my chickens, even when I roast them in the oven, I cook them breast down. I know a lot of people do that, but some people don't, and I don't understand why. So when you're cleaning your chicken, when you're rinsing your chicken, make sure you get all the stuff off. Again, if you're watching because you normally watch, and because I do mostly vegetarian or vegan, you probably aren't gonna wanna watch because you're gonna see a dead chicken. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna just sit the chicken right there on top and kind of squish her down. And you wanna make sure that she doesn't, how long will it cook? That's a good question. Let me wash my hands because I just put the chicken in. So my hands are chickeny. Let me wash. And again, I'm using Dr. Bronner's to wash my hands, and I use it to wash my pots, and I use it to wash everything. As we discussed a couple weeks ago, or a couple scopes ago. All right, so to catch you up, I have put in the peppers that we cut yesterday, as well as the carrots. I cut up a quarter of an onion, and then, oh, there's my son. Say hi. I put in a quarter of an onion, I put in 2 cloves of garlic, and then I stuffed the chicken with garlic, onion, and lemon. I also put in 1 scoop of nutritional yeast and some basil and salt and pepper. This is one of the only times that I use salt. I use actual salt, like we've talked about a little bit before. Hold on, water break. What do you need, Bubba? Hold on, he's gonna ask for juice in a second. Can Mama finish putting this together? So now I'll answer your question. So I am going to cook this on high for 6 hours. You can do it on low for 8 hours, but I'm getting it started. Oh, it's not that late. It's almost 10 o'clock here. So If you do it for 6 hours, it'll be done at 4. So I may actually do it on low, so it gives it a little more time. I'm just sprinkling on some basil and then some more of the nutritional yeast right on the top of the chicken. Because of the way that the crock pot works, you're not gonna have like a weird, chunky, not chunky, but crispy, crispy skin. It's different. So I've just put it right on the top, and then I'm gonna take my pepper, grind that on. My phone keeps telling me that people are at different places. I need to refill my pepper grinder. It smells delicious, so I'll probably be posting pictures on Instagram about how this looks. So, and what I told people earlier is my crock pot actually comes with a roasting rack, but I use the Veggies as the roasting rack. So let's go ahead and move the bowl that the chicken was in. And then I'm also going to remove the rest of these seeds from the lemon. And then I'm gonna just put them in around the edges on top of everything else that's in there. So I don't really go, oh, it didn't fit, so I'm just gonna toss it, because that doesn't make sense. So we're just gonna tuck these pieces of lemon in here around the chicken, and then be very thankful to the chicken because she's given us food. What I'm also going to do is I will probably, not tonight, I'll probably do it tomorrow, is I'll take the bones, and probably not the backbones because they're hard to get out of the broth once you've done it, but I'll take the bones and what I stuffed it with and make broth. So that's gonna be probably tomorrow, and I might do another scope on that. We'll see. Wednesdays are gonna be super busy for me until the 27th. So I probably won't get a scope until later in the evening because I'm gonna be doing my shopping this Wednesday. I'll do a scope for you then. All right, let's put our seasonings away, and the chicken's done. Guys, I told you it was gonna be, what'd you say? Broth is broth is great in winters. And we use it a lot when I make soups. If you saw a couple of my previous scopes, I was showing you guys my menu, and I can do that again. My menu, and I have soup on it even still in the summertime because soup's really easy. I just haven't prepped any soups with you guys in the past couple weeks. So let me go ahead and take you guys down. Very close. See, bionic eyeball. All right, let me turn you around. All right, and that's what the chicken looks like. Oh, I was doing this. I remember. Sorry. Yeah, so that's what the chicken looks like. All the veggies are underneath her, and she is breast side down. So, see, there's my light. Sorry. All right, let's turn around. Woo! You saw my orchids back there. That's where you guys normally sit. All right, so here's my menu. And it's just, you guys saw I made the veggie glop. I'm making a roast chicken now. And these are all just, it's a suggestion of the days that you can do it. So I probably won't be doing roast chicken on Friday because I'm cooking it today. So we're going to eat it today. The quinoa we did veggie glop. And then I did the spaghetti instead of margarita pizza because I'm still on that 10-day shred. So we're trying to avoid, I would normally just take a whole wheat tortilla or a corn tortilla and use that as my pizza crust. But since I'm trying to avoid that, I'm going to be doing the pasta on that one because we did the gluten-free pasta, remember? And see, French toast, that's not happening. Leftovers. I try to do leftovers on Sunday. So I cook 6 days and then we just eat over, unless we have leftovers for Sunday and Saturday, which we do sometimes. OET is one-eyed Texan. Again, that's with bread, so that's not happening right now. French toast, that would be the first day after the shred that I would be able to do it, but I probably won't because that's the day that Brian's going to be flying out. So we've got SOS. If any of you guys were in the military, you know what SOS is. So we've got, in the blue is our breakfast. In the green is what my son normally has for lunch. And then in the red is normally what we have for dinner. And I've got, I think I started in January and I wrote all the way through, I think to October. Let's see. let's look. No, I wrote through August, so I need to sit down and write the rest of the year. But it really just rotates. So all of this will be on the next day, on the next one as well. Here, I'll show you. Bless you, buddy. SOS. It is, it's creamed beef on toast, and they call it SOS because it's poop on a shingle. Yeah. And you can make it in many different, I know you want me to carry you, buddy. I'll pick you up in a second. Oh, and then this is my new way of keeping track of myself. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. It's by Confident Mom, but my printer just prints it. So it has all my daily tasks up here and then stuff to do to keep me organized down in the bottom. So I'll tell you how that goes. We'll see. Oh, I had crazy eyes again. All right, so back to where you normally sit, in my cabinet. All right, so that is it. I'm gonna go make myself a smoothie or a shake with my Juice Plus, my Complete. I already had a bar this morning because they're tasty. Hello. All right, what else? I think that's it. Baby's still asleep. He's doing good. He probably wants a little bit of juice. And then the crock pot, I'm just gonna take my lid. Here's another crock pot rule. So when you're cooking with a crock pot, you don't want it to touch. Pick up the finished pot. Yes, I will do that. You don't want it to touch the lid. We talked about that. You don't want it to be more than 3/4 of the way full. And you don't want to open the lid and close it a lot. That's how you get the burning around the edges. You want to just put everything in it and close it and let it do its job, because that's how it's going to cook. That's how it's going to keep from burning, all of that kind of good stuff. So you want to make sure that once you close it, you're good. You don't want to touch it a whole lot. So I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to select, I think we decided on low. And then mine has, I'll show you the front. So I'm just going to set it. Oh, sticking my tongue out, sorry. All right, this is what the front of mine looks like. So I'm going to set it for 8 hours. And then I like this one. I had one that didn't have the timer and all that kind of stuff. This one actually has a keep warm that's automatic. It sets it itself. So I've started it and I'm not going to touch it again until it goes off. So I'll probably stop it at about 7 hours instead of 8. We'll check the chicken just based on what she looks like. But we're all done. That's roasting a chicken in a crock pot instead of in the oven and having to baste and all that kind of stuff. That's the other thing. In the crock pot, you don't have to baste. Yeah, it was super easy. Just toss all the veggies in the bottom, put some spices on that, put the chicken on top once you stuff it, and then put some spices on top, close it. It's super easy. It's super easy to clean up. And then what you can also do when you take everything out, you don't actually have to wipe down or clean out the crock of the crock pot, because you're just going to be making the broth in that as well. So you just kind of want to keep all of those spices and that flavor and that deliciousness. I will be making probably a very light, thin gravy tonight with this, but I'll give you guys pictures of everything that I make. It'll be up on Instagram. So Manda D Panda. That's how you can find me on Instagram. I post a lot about my kids. I post a lot about my health journey and what I'm doing to be healthy and why I cook the way I do. And I talked a little bit about that last night because I believe you asked. So, but you can find me Manda D Panda, Sweetest Muse on Twitter. You can find all of my recipes. I believe even my roasted chicken is up online. So that's harmonyinthestitches.blogspot.com. I'll be moving to probably WordPress, but my daughter's gonna have to be a little bit older for that to happen, because it's a migration that's gonna take a little bit for me. If you're curious, you can definitely read about me on my blog. I've got my daughter's birth story that I'm going to be posting about, a little bit more about my journey and some of the pitfalls and some of the things that have happened along the way. So I lost the 65 pounds and then I got pregnant and everyone was like, oh, that must be horrible. I was like, no, I was actually losing weight to get pregnant. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. Ask me questions on Instagram, ask me questions on Twitter. You can ask me questions on the blog and I'll try to answer them here. So we'll always do Kitchen Club with the question and answer portion as well while I'm cooking. So any questions that you have, anything that you want to share about yourself as well, because this is Kitchen Club. It's not just me talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. So this is cooking now. That's it. It was super easy. If you don't have a crock pot, get one. They even make ones, small ones, that you can do individually. So the only difference would be you would use like a chicken breast, or yes, shop and we'll cook together, definitely. But the smaller ones you could use like a chicken breast, or you could use a thigh or something with bone in though, because it'll cook differently than the veggies, and if you don't have one with the bones in it. So that's my recommendation. If you're gonna get a small crock pot, then make sure that when you put chicken in it, you do one with the bone. Otherwise, chop the veggies much smaller. That's it. So go back, watch last night's if you missed it. If you have any questions about what I've talked about based on last night's, I'm gonna be uploading that one to YouTube this morning along with this one. And then we're done. I'm gonna go start my dishwasher and start my diapers. So I will see you guys again. Know that I really enjoy every time that we are in my kitchen talking about life and doing Kitchen Club. I really appreciate all the accountability. So I will see you guys Wednesday for my food, my shopping haul, and then Friday instead of Sunday for Kitchen Club when I cook all the meals for next week. And you guys saw my menu, so you know kind of what I'm gonna be cooking. I'll probably change it up a little bit just to keep it going. Yes, Wednesday and Friday, and then next week we'll do a Friday and Sunday. So normally I shop on Friday and I cook on Sunday, but this week we're doing shopping on Wednesday and cooking on Friday. So I will see you guys for Kitchen Club later this week. Follow me on the other places if you want more and you want to see pictures of the finished products that you've seen me cook. So I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day.